Hello and welcome. I'm Riversoft Art, and I'm here today to talk to you about a different way you could use Bone Minion. With the upcoming release of Bone Minion for Daz Horse 2 poses, you can start doing some amazing things with like horse and rider poses. These are what I call them. They're hierarchical poses that pose not just the horse, but also the man on the horse. So Design Anvil has this wonderful Genesis 2 male pose set with the Daz Horse 2. So it will load in the Genesis 2 male and put it on the correct bone, which is the abdomen of the Daz Horse 2. And then you can also add in the props, load the lance and shield here, and then you have the poses. Now, how can you do the same thing with Daz Horse 3, or with Bone Minion for Daz Horse 2 on Daz Horse 3 and, say, Victoria 9? So I need to also have the Genesis 2 male Bone Minion for this, as well as the Daz Horse 2 Bone Minion. So the first thing you would do is take your Daz Horse 3 and load in your Daz Horse 2 Bone Minion. And I'm going to do a heavyweight one here. They load very fast because there's not a lot of, morphs and everything else. Oh, I should mention that I turned off the limits. Of course, this is something you should always do. Turn off the limits here. So we have the Daz Horse 2 Bone Minion on the Daz Horse 3. And what we need to do is recreate the hierarchy here. So on the abdomen of the Daz Horse 2 Bone Minion, we are going to create the Genesis 2 male Bone Minion. And then we can use Prop Minion. We have this Genesis 2 male Bone Minion selected, and we can equip him with the lance and shield. And all right, well, one thing I need to say is, okay, we also need to take our Victoria 9, and it's best to put it on a bone that's the equivalent, the abdomen, in the Daz Horse 3. So we will take our Victoria 9 and move it to the abdomen. Now, if I executed, well, let me show you first. On a regular Daz Horse 2 and the Genesis 2 male, we can then just take a pose, get one of these hierarchical ones. Let's do the attack. Nicely poses the horse, the male, and the sword and lance. Now at this point, if we've recreated the Daz Horse 2 with the Genesis 2 male Bone Minions. If we executed them, what we would get is this error first. But what happened is that the horse was posed, but the Victoria 9 wasn't. And the reason that is so is because Daz Horse 2 looked for its parent and saw, oh, it's Daz Horse 3, do I have a conversion? The Genesis 2 male Bone Minion looks for its parent, sees a Genesis 2 or Daz Horse 2 Bone Minion, and is like, I have no idea what to do there. What we need to do is change the target figure for this Bone Minion to Victoria 9. We accept that. So now, when we apply this pose, it will also pose Victoria 9. Now these, props are on the Bone Minion, so she doesn't have one yet. So let's use the Bone Minion to transfer, Prop Minion to transfer over to Victoria 9. If I select this, we want to copy, and it will copy it over. And now this, I'm not sure it's actually going to work. It needs to look at the target figure, I don't know if I did it. Oh, I did make it work. So it transferred it over, and it's on the right hand of the Victoria 9 here. So at this point, and let's just hide these because they get in the way. Oops, wrong way. There. So now, when we apply the pose, everything will get posed. Mostly correctly. There's some differences, but it's very close. What you will see a lot often is these are different sized figures and horses, so the Genesis 9 is riding pretty high. So usually you just need to select the hip and move it down to make it the same. So now we can just kind of apply any old poses. So let's do we can do at the ready. And let's show you it on the original figure. So this is very, very cool way to use hierarchical horse and rider poses for different figures. And as long as you have the DAS Horse 2 bone minion and then whatever figure it is, in this case it's Genesis 2 male to Genesis 9 bone minion, you are set to go. Let's just pose him in the same way. So now you can have your jousting battle between the original DAS Horse 2 and Genesis 2 male and your DAS Horse 3 and Genesis 9. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about what you can do with Bone Minion. Thank you and have a great day.